And so I left and went to another music related boys club, and my dad shook me by the shoulders one day and said, "You can't work for other people." And there's no shame in that.
Oh, okay. So that's how you became an entrepreneur.
That's how I started. Yeah. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
light bulb. Right. And I also read this book that you guys probably know called Guy Kawasaki's Art of the Start. Right.
Yep.
And Guy says right in the first chapter, don't make a plan, just get started. So I was like, well, I don't need this book.
Yeah.
Done. And then I met my first investors literally the next day. I was Kismet. And they were like, we love you. They were fans of mine from XM. And
Mm.
they were like, let's start a company. So we did this music related company. I built a widget. I don't know if people remember
Yep.
widgets, but
Yep.
around
Yep. Yep.
MySpace time, that was a big deal. And using a lot of the frameworks, it was 2 songs a day, an old song and a new song. It was like talking about the stuff we were talking about before. And as I was marketing that, my aunt was the principal at a nonprofit in Washington, D.C. And she was working with Walmart. And so she was like, you're really good at marketing. Come do this for us. We'll pay you a lot more. Get out of the music business altogether. And I was like, yeah,
Whoa.
good.
Okay. Cool. Okay. See, all right. You know what? This is the second episode of the startup series. The first one we did with our founder, David. And I knew this would be a good idea because when am I going to get the story of going from like the mind and body section to like having a AI business? I'm like, yes. Wild.
It's so weird, right? Like,
what a random journey of events. Okay.
So random. And so, by the way, just to complete the circle, so for Walmart, I ended up getting them. I made a spreadsheet, one hell of a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And I got them 130% ROI year over year for 3 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Then tell me what your secret to success is. Why are you so good at marketing?
Because my uber power is making listeners into fans, customers into evangelists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
is that by like brand building, would you say?
Some of it is by gut. It's like I know how to scale the handshake. You know when you walk into a room and you have to read the room. You don't need to be the person shining, right? You just want to be the person magnetic enough that people are coming to you and you make them shine. Or at least feel as though they're shining, right? That's the thing. That's the contagion. They want to be around you because they feel better having met you.
Right, but how do you translate that to people you've never met, i.e. marketing?
Right. Well, I did talk to an empty black box for 12 years,
yes,
right? Okay. But your question is great. So Amy, I was really lucky because we actually were live. And so I had the experience of cracking the mic overnight and perfecting my persona and my voice. And so my radio voice is a little bit different. You're listening to Amy Tom, right?
Yep.
Now it's purposely not, I'm not too breathy there. I'm not like, you're listening to Amy Tom, because that's like a turnoff to a lot of female listeners. And in general, it's asinine. And I'm not like big, you're listening to Amy Tom, right? There's that.
Yeah.
And so
that's
I
like
had to
the radio commercial type.
Yeah, fake. So like, what's this place that's authentic? And, in addition to that, I learned to make mistakes on purpose. One mentor told me a secret, which was silence is very powerful.
Okay.
Because people turn it up, right? They lean forward. They think they need to fill the space with their own voice. And so I learned how to use like these kinds of tricks while also revealing, and this all is pulled into lately, like 100%. We can talk about how, but people want to go to the green room, right? It's because they haven't been there before. The green room is boring, let me tell you, but you don't know that. And so I'm going to give you just enough, right, to make you feel interested. And so like, we're doing it here. You got your amazing Nick behind you. I got Pac-Man.
Yeah.
This shit's on purpose, right? Like I'm giving you an entry point into me visually. I've given you a million of them right here today. We talked about the line cook and sex a little
Hmm.
bit and newspaper, like well, snip step at least. And like, getting punched in the face, what it's
Yeah.
like when you're sexually harassed. Like there's a lot
Yeah.
of avenues for people to relate to this conversation.